Good morning. You, Honorable, we haven't seen in a while, but how are you doing as well? Honorable, how's the constituency?
It's been good.
What's new in your constituency?
Oh, well, the new thing we have now is once again to express our gratitude to the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Minister of Rules, and all other stakeholders. Thankfully, we are getting the share of the big push. You know, one of the issues breaking our back is the nature of our roads, and clearly stalling all economic activity, making us more impoverished as a people. Fortunately, some few days ago, I was there, and the first contractor came to do with the eastern part. And we are waiting to see the others that will be coming to join to deal with the western part, to be able to connect Wa through to Mutunabrango. Because like Kojo was saying, if you look at the hub of maize or cereals, you cannot take off to Mo or the Sissala enclave.
Yeah.
No matter getting the roads done, will actually open up the area. So,
some weeks ago, that area was reporting of grain gluts, especially rice.
Even from now, even the signs are so clear that we are going to get a bumper harvest in terms of what maize.
But how to get it to the southern part?
Even bringing them from the farms to the market centers is a challenge. Everybody, you know, Coach Nimle went there and he nearly shed tears. And even when he came, he had several programs at a point that he knelt in the studio begging President. We have the potential, but we have been shortchanged because we do not have the infrastructure to be able to cut our goods from the farms through the markets and through the bigger cities. Okay. Thank God, I think that relief has been something that we have been waiting for. And the signs are very good. And even the kind of energy and the kind of... I think that the whole project is audacious, and the contractor is well aware of the demands given to him. And the conversations are very positive. So I'm very sure that we'll come out smiling in 2 years. We won't be having those challenges, bad network, road network, and many other.
In 2 years. 2 years we'll be right here. Yeah, hopefully we're on a bigger table and we'll talk about it. I'd come to Honorable. Two things. So Nelson brought the issue of Ghanaian language, the use of Ghanaian language, and he's actually been touting the positives around it, and also has highlighted the challenges that we may face if we don't look at the policy quite holistically. But you and as well, Dr. Amako has just been telling us about the draft, which has become a center of controversy. The minority has been, you know, they've been up in arms with the government, saying that no, it's taking the country back. We've made some progress in free speech, and that they will be taking the country back. What's your position?
Thank you. Let me say a very good morning to my dear sister. She's here. I know she will always talk the controversy here. This is basically a draft bill that will go through a lot of debate and other things. So I'm happy that people are pointing out this. But there's one thing we are all afraid of as people in this country, that yes, as much as we want to give people freedom, it's also important for us to make sure that we at least create some kind of responsibility on people. That's the fact. And when we move to a point that we are more afraid of governments as against the people, then it becomes a challenging thing. And I think that it's not just NDC, no matter how long we stay in power, will not be in power forever. Somebody should take steps to be able to sanitize the system. Said that one day, in the very unforeseeable future, if they come into power, she will also be comfortable to be able to run this country without any, because the social media and whatever is happening now is taking us to a state that at least all of us are not very comfortable about. It's not just the ones in government, even those in opposition. People say things sometimes not based on facts. If you say something based on facts and you can prove it, I don't think you have a challenge with all that. So I think that as much as it's something that we are going to look at, it will be laid before Parliament, debates will be done, all aspects that we think that are not in sync with our aspirations. I think that there shouldn't be any problem taking that out and fine-tuning it or tweaking it to fit our aspirations. I'm sure that will be fine. And talking about the language policy, like my brother, I'm also a trained teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, trained teacher. And you see...
I have seen on this table some taste for trained teachers migrating into politics. Yeah, of course, Nelson is not on that table yet.
Just like the doctors also move into politics. We have a beautiful, brilliant doctor here moving into politics. The same thing. Yeah, so, see, it is important for us to begin to analyze why this conversation again. I think that times have come that we felt that as for the basic rudiments of education where you can go write your exams and pass, That has not been the problem in this country. The problem in this country is how our education system is training us to be able to be solutions to our problems. That has been the problem. And I think at many fora, several people commented on this and trying to create a link between the language being used and the kind of education we get. And because they even think that in terms of reception or assimilation, the child is better informed at that early stages with what he is conversant with, or what is privy to, or he or she is privy to. And clearly you can even see not just the president, the current minister, the then Minister of Education, and now the Vice President of this country, Her Excellency, made this point very strongly. Not just as an ordinary person, as somebody who has been in the classroom, somebody who has been in the educational sector for long, and has begun to realize that, no, there should be a connection between who we are and what we want to be. And that's the point. And me being, those days at the training college, like, it is, every one of us here might have studied one Ghanaian language or the other at the schools.
Okay.
Yes, I am a Sissala, but I studied Dagari. There are people who are Sissala who studied a tree or something, somebody who studied Kasam. Those are those major languages who studied them. And I remember when we were being posted to go and do our service at that time, we call it the in and out. It's this teaching practice thing. I was posted to Ejirapa as a Sissala, but I wasn't that conversant with the language. So I laid a complaint. But the structure was that if you were going there not as a native, you were kept at what? The upper level.
Okay.
Then those who were going there as natives were kept between primary 1 or the kindergarten to primary 3. That's because at that point, you can say, like, I made a joke, like you tell a child, sunlight, you know sunlight.
It's
I will have a soup because of sunlight. I asked a child in the school, in the classroom, that what is sunlight? Then the child said fanfan. In the garden, when you say fanfan, that's soap. Okay. But I was actually referring to the sunlight.
Oh, yeah?
You get it?
Yeah, I was also thinking it's the brand.
You see, I was, those things are true. But if you have that kind of, if you are a native of that and you are put at that level, you are able to teach the child, to create that connection for the child to begin to understand their own environment, and they pick it from there. And clearly, it's not just about a mere talk, but looking at their cognitive development, you are looking at their emotional well-being and all that. You are even looking at identity. All those things are very important. We've given examples of Japan and other countries, like we've given places that are developed. They create that connection within their indigenous language and the learning they do. And that has been the conversation. Somebody must start this up. And I think that is very important for us to begin to look at it. Yes, we try. Somebody will say language is imitation. Others said that the children speak a Ghanaian language in the houses. When they go to school, they speak English. Yes. But it's not just about speaking. It's about making the language, using the language to let them understand what they are learning. So that even if they come out and they are not able to speak good grammar, but they are able to solve problems.
The way Dr. Kwa is looking at you, I was hoping to go to Nelson.
Oh, why?
But the way Dr. Kwa is looking at you, just 30 seconds, you have something to respond.
Oh, I need a little more.
We'll come back to you because I have to go to, but I'm quite curious. The look, the stare. Yeah, I want to, let me in on the stare. I want to land on it.
Most of the problem, the mechanical problem being solved by our people at Swami, I don't think that they speak English.
No.
Okay.
It's problem-oriented. Let's get a situation that will let us understand our problem and solve them as a people. That's more important to me than this kind of... But I think that I am in sync with what the minister is saying. And I think that parents should begin to look at it. Let's begin to... If this is what will give her the right thinking, let the children understand what they are learning right from the basics. Let's adopt to it.
There's a very interesting story of how the Ghanaian government is going into an MOU with Bahamas, the Caribbean, to ship nurses and teachers. And because you both are teachers as well, it will be worth discussing.
Yeah, well, I think my brother Nelson also indicated clearly that we should be able to draw a connection between academic excellence and discipline. And the focus of this, they said, is to be able to create what uniformity. Number one, instill discipline. Make sure that we all as students at that level behave in a similar manner. There's a reason for everything. If you ask the managers of schools now at that level, they will tell you the challenges they are going through. They will tell you the challenges they are going through.
What kind of challenges?
No, the challenges are many, because sometimes with the issues of discipline has become a problem for many schools. Let's not pick the 1 or 2, 3 schools that are doing very well. Even if you walk into the school, their code of ethics are completely different from the majority of the schools we have. And sometimes when you open that box like that and you make it so wide, it becomes a challenge. I do agree. Well, but they are not saying do not have hair, but they are talking about long hair. And like, let me say, doctors sitting down here, clearly even at the level that she was in the university and studying her books to become a doctor, I'm sure her hair didn't matter so much to her.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I am sure.
Hang on for teachers.
It take too long.
Please, you listen to me properly. I say it didn't matter so much.
Yes.
But she's here.
It takes so much.
That's the thing. We try to tell the story of others because the people should tell their story. If you line up about 10 women here who were in school, they'll tell you that I have the same attention for my hair and as well with my books. Why are we not allowing the women to say what they want?
No, women have said what they wanted. Women have said it. But we are looking at the generality.
And you know what's very interesting, especially in my school, if you were mixed,
it was allowed, sort of.
Yes, they were allowed to keep their hair in the school. So I remember I had a junior who was mixed. I think she was half Lebanese or something. She was allowed to keep her long, beautiful hair.
With the Achimota case, that thing came up. And I'm sure that this time, if they are instilling it, that will be enforced. So that discrimination and class system will be dealt with.
No, but so I feel like it just goes to prove the point that if we, especially if it's a choice, the schools that can maintain it and should be allowed to. And exactly, I can understand what he was also saying, that if you go to certain rural areas, implementation might become a little problematic. Yes. But if you give people a choice that, like, certain schools will be able to come up with a small salon to wash and braid hair.
This is secondary school. Let's have a straight jacket.
Okay, let's talk about this. Honorable, which part of this MOU would you possibly have a problem with or have a challenge with, considering that it's your government that signed it? Because I'm not about to ask you whether you like it or not.
No, but essentially that's what you have done. So. But I think that I would want to say it's a problem that we've had, and we are looking at the ways to solve it. And like she indicated, I am sure this government is not in the position to ask to be asking Ghanaians to applaud them for initiatives. But even the fact that the government is focused on doing things, even if it means that we have to continue on the right path as it's been left. This concept, way back 2005, I think there had been issues of nurses, even deliberate policy for that time. I have a lot of family members who left for UK to work on, to do work there. But we can also, she did indicate that, like, in somewhere last year, Okuboy and his team also worked on that. But largely, that the motivation factor for many nurses and doctors leaving this country last year was just economic hardship. Clearly. People felt that, and to the extent that the fundamentals have been so weak, to the extent that the exchange rate has become an attractive point. People want to go and work and come and make more money here. Today, as we are talking MFR, the fundamentals are so robust.
But they are still
going.
No, let me come in. You are saying
because
that
the prices
we are talking about coming. I've seen people who have moved from Seychelles and they are back because the money they get there, they change it here. No, we raise issues about even people are not willing to remit because they think that they are not getting value of it. Is that not it? So a lot of things are happening to the extent that I am sure with what is happening, if they go, they realize that it's becoming more better to stay in Ghana. So when they work the 2 years, they'll come back. We believe that let them go. The country is also earning a lot and benefiting a lot from what remittances. And if that's we train people not just for the local use alone, for export. When they even go, there's this kind of technology transfer. They also learn new ways to come and impact in our system. So to me, clearly, I think it's a good policy that the government is looking up to.
So yes. Honorable, because Nelson and Dr. Kerr have just said this, my question really will be, at what point do we withhold sensitive information whilst the Article 21 of the Constitution is very so much alive if you add it to Section 18 of the Right to Information Act, which allows a person to apply, to want to know if a matter is of public interest. For this particular one, quite a sensitive but a very great public interest matter. At what point will the presidency say that, well, we hear you, the Constitution is very alive and is very breathing, gives you the opportunity to want to seek, and also under the Right to Information Act, Which one are they taking out and which one are they keeping?
Yeah,
when they are not violating these provisions?
Yeah, MFI, I think that what Leader Habib did was just to seek for information. There has not been any evidence to show that government is serving that information because they think it's dangerous to the public. No. So his action...
If eventually this committee arrives at a conclusion,
yes, but
should it be provided?
Yeah, but that's what he's requesting for, because they said they were making not entirely the entire report public, but some portions of the report should be made public, and I'm sure that would be...
Does this challenge the provisions? Does this challenge the law?
Yeah, to some extent. You see, you do whatever you do, as per the law, you do it in the interest of the country, making sure that you have a very stable country. So if you let out information that will cause instability, I'm sure the law will not permit you to do that. That is clear. And even in the request of Leader Habib indicated that even requesting for this, he's very much aware that some portions of it might not be ready now because there's a third-party investigations. Right. So he also acknowledged the kind of difficulty and the challenge we are facing as a people. But let me be honest, and let's all be clear here. The people that were involved, the souls that we lost on that 6th of August, meant everything to the president. Yeah. And he will be the last person to joke over this kind of things.
Okay.
These are people who are not distant from him, very close to him. And I'm sure that nobody is pained than him as a president.
Right.
So clearly, I don't think that this is something he as a person will even want to joke with. No.
Okay.
And also talking about the appointment of Deputy the Minister of Defense, yeah. Like, I will want to say, yes, security matters are very important. Issues about defense are very important. People who are appointed right from... yesterday, the topic came here, where they're talking about Dokufuor, Nituwul and Co. We understand that the president appointed a defense minister, late Omani Buama. Unfortunately, we lost him. The president is very much aware. He's been briefed on a daily basis as to how the security of this country is moving on. At the right time, if he wants to appoint somebody again, no, he will do that. And the issues about the military, yes, very important, very critical. We are even saying critical because we think that you don't put somebody there to come and topple you. That's actually the fact.
But I think that will be quite difficult now.
Exactly. That's the point.
I hope that in 2025 it's not so easy.
It's difficult. So you see, but now even we know generally internal security matters like the conflict based on land or chieftaincy issues are dealt with the police. The military generally will have to make sure that they protect our borders from external aggressions. So are we being faced by that kind of existential threat? I don't think so for now.
You sound like we haven't seen the deployment of military to certain areas.
And the police also falls.
That's a backup.
Oh, no, that's interior.
When they go there, they have their operational protocols.
Yeah.
They have their operational protocols. So they don't go there and just take the lead. No, they know what to do. It is they are mostly called for a backup. There were even elections where they carried military men there.
You see where you are going.
No, you are pointing to her when I've said that.
Well, gentlemen, Honorable, why you want to...
enough to give us time to
why do you want to go into somebody's house matter? Why do you want to go into somebody's house matter? Honorable, I won't allow that.
But just a single minute to say thank you and extend my greetings to my people.
Okay.
Sissala East. We are here because of them.